religion and politics is important? I feel like people, you know how there's like those taboo subjects, you're not supposed to talk about religion, politics, money. It's like those are kind of the most important topics. I feel like we hold ourselves back so much when we're afraid to talk about the things that are most important to us.
There are a lot of reasons why it's important. It's very hard to understand American society without understanding its religious culture and without understanding its political culture.
I think the Danforth Center has a major role to play in two ways. One is increasing religious literacy for students and for the community at large, helping people understand how different religious traditions are shaped and affect society. The second part, though, is teaching people and modeling for them ways of interacting with people that don't share one's beliefs.
Like the Danforth Center has the ability to pull back a bit and have more sustained reflection, and being situated at one of the best universities in the country, to be able to draw regionally and nationally from some of our influences and conversations and to say, can we work on the substance of our arguments, but also the way that we convey those arguments so that they are effectively heard by others and that they contribute meaningfully and helpfully to a conversation.
What's always been great to me has been this mission of talking across ideological lines, religiously and politically, and being able to do that in an educational environment that's incredibly rich here at WashU.
To have this space for students and broader members of the community to engage in these conversations, to be exposed to different speakers that we bring onto campus, I think is really relevant for just becoming a more informed citizen at any stage, not just as students, but as members of the community.
I mean, there are other academic centers where the focus is more on sort of research and writing, and those are important components of what we do. But I think the blending of outreach to local communities and national communities and teaching is a signal contribution we're making here.
We are all very dedicated not only to our scholarship, which we certainly are, but also really to those relationships that we develop with students and the educational mission that's really core to what we do.
You feel like you know the professors on a personal level. In a large university campus, sometimes that's hard to find.
The idea that you need historians, you need people trained in philosophical inquiry, you need anthropologists, you need law professors, you need people who are deep in the archives, you need people who are out on the streets and really thinking in contemporary political scenes. I think anyone who's spent time studying religion and politics would see that you would have to study something like religion and politics with all of those voices.
This is one of the only centers I know of that does take this full-bodied approach that has people who do ethnography and study contemporary religious communities, variety of subjects and topics, but all with the same common mission.
I also think at the center they learn to think historically. We have a lot of classes that help them think about these issues in a much broader perspective.
The center really encourages the idea of interdisciplinary research and community and intellectualism generally to explore an issue and to question that issue from multiple different perspectives.
The ability to contextualize and understand that my viewpoint is not the only one, and understand that there are others and learn about them without getting hurt or frustrated because people won't believe what I want. That's not the goal of academics. The goal is to have your viewpoint and be able to back it up and be able to understand other people's and have a conversation with them.
I think that that sort of culture stems from the expertise of the faculty and their connection to the material.
One of the major benefits of the center is being able to bring our conversations that we have here to the public and being able to invite them into conversations.
Really, their commitment to engaging a wider audience and making our scholarship accessible for a public audience. You really see students looking to become more informed citizens and looking to the center to be at our public events. I think in some ways it helps bridge that gap that they'll have to overcome upon graduation. in terms of how a lot of these topics play out in public conversations. It gives them a sense of how people are responding to these same topics who are outside of academia.
One of the most exciting things I think we've done has been to create this online journal. We have writers who are journalists, who are political figures, who are scholars and academics. We have graduate students, people from many different professions writing for us. And I think it's given us a particular kind of interdisciplinary voice across an ideological spectrum, across different worldviews.
It's been really successful at reaching beyond your usual scholarly community. And I think it helps inform how the issues are then covered elsewhere.
What does success look like? That's a great question. I think we're always asking ourselves that question too. There's still much more to be done.
I frequently talk to students who are asking themselves the question, not just, what can I do to make the most difference or something like that, but also what are the many different ways that I could try to be a citizen. I feel very grateful that I am in the fortunate position to be the person they talk to about those questions and someone who gets to think with them about those kinds of questions.
We're all just searching for meaning. We're searching for direction, what we want to do with our lives. The Danforth Center is asking these questions that students really want to talk about and maybe don't have a space to talk about.
When I look to the future of the center, thinking about new things, new types of events, new emphases, new initiatives, and we are so fortunate to really do so many things, big things that we want to do, and that's incredibly exciting.